around the country, just doing this car shows, hitting one at a time. So, and this is an absolutely beautiful vehicle. But let's start off with my favorite question: is what do you do for a living?
I'm retired. I work on my cars. I have about a dozen cars that are all coach built, unusual, small numbers. One of, two of, three of type of cars. I collect cars you haven't heard of that are artistic. Each car in my collection is a different body style. This one took 15 years to rebuild. Everything is done to it, every nut and bolt. But you can't go to a parts supplier and buy things off the shelf. You have to make stuff. So it's fun building them. That's my thing. I'd rather build than drive.
When did you get started? Like, when was that moment you said, I am going to stop building cars? Did you just start out a hobby? Were you bored?
When I was 16,
So you were not bored, definitely not.
no, I preferred the British cars because of style and shape and choices of body designs compared to what was available in North America. There were no Japanese cars to speak of or anything else. It was either British or a few French, mostly American cars. But the British cars in the 50s and 60s offered unique styling compared to North America. So I got even weirder by collecting stuff like this.
So let's talk about this piece, because this is what we're looking at right now. Tell me a little bit about this piece. Give me a brief history on it.
Standard Motor Company started building cars in 1898. They eventually went to Standard Vanguard, which became Triumph. Everybody knows about Triumph sports cars. Well, this is a Standard built in 1931. This is a bespoke car. It's custom made by the Works shop. So it's called a special in 1931. You ordered what you wanted. You could get different engines. You could get a trunk on it. You could get two doors. You could get a roof on it. You get a folding windscreen. What you wanted is what you paid for. This is the most sporty of the design. I bought this in Oxfordshire, England in 1998, unrestored. So I did what we call the full Monty to this car by doing everything that you could to be period correct in 1931. It's got a better racing engine in it from 1931. It's got disc, the wheels. The wheels are Elfin brake drums, which are better for stopping. It's got bucket seats. It's just loaded. That is the original color I found on the inside of the wood frame from when it was painted. First time, the car was blue. It was white. It was green. Now it's back to the original color. So it's a very fun car to drive. It's has challenges, of course, because it's just been restored and you have to work the bugs out, which I drove it here this morning, fine.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for that. My follow-up question would be, how much were one of these going for brand new on the market? Now I understand you got this afterward and you were able to restore it, but what was it going for initially when it first came out?
It was 130 pounds in 1931, British pounds sterling. You could buy an Austin 7 for a bit less. You could buy an Aston Martin for 800 pounds. So this was a relatively inexpensive car. Today, a car like this is so rare. Beauty is eye in the beholder, and the guy who writes the check tells you how much it's worth.
I love that. I love that. Now you mentioned that you have several collections of vehicle. Would you undeniably say that this is indeed one of your favorite?
It's not the best one I have, but it is way up there because this encompasses 50 years of dreaming into one vehicle. I have a Hurlingham, which is a supercar. It's extremely rare, and it's much bigger boat tail than this. But this one is fun. It's nimble. It drives easily. So, but then if I want to go drive to Calgary, I'm going to drive my 1949 Bentley because it's more comfortable and it has a roof on it. You know, things like that. The wife insists on a roof.
I love it, man. I love it. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you can tell me about this vehicle that I know I can, cover everything in this interview, especially, but is there any other unique feature you want to tell me? You want to tell me about what's this thing hanging out?
The handbrake?
That's the handbrake.
That's the handbrake. It's on the outside because if you tried to get in the door on the other side, there'd be no room for a lever to get your legs over it. This is only a one-door car. So Bugatti was doing that style of handbrake in 1927. So other companies like Aston Martin, Riley, and these guys would stick the handbrake on the outside for convenience. And it's very easy to get to. You just put your hand out and pull it. There's no roof on this car. There's no windows. It's a fun car. This was built for fun. It was not built to go and get groceries in or carry the children.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your time. Beautiful vehicle. Thank you very much.
Carry on. Welcome to Canada and the West Coast.
She hanged around with a blood named Smokey. So I she left him though he was joking. He took her down.